My name is Maxwell Ainsworth. I'm 27 years old, and I went to Anderson High School, had a really good high school experience, was number one on the golf team, did show choir, Anderson Singers Unlimited, and it was really awesome. And then I went to college out in Oakland, California, and everything was going really well. I was the secretary of my college. I was doing a lot of things to become a nuclear radiologist, and then I was tragically hit by a car on a bicycle and broke my neck and legs. And after that, I was in bad shape, and the doctors had given me prescriptions, very heavy prescriptions, and I took those prescriptions until I ran out, and the doctor wouldn't give me any more prescriptions, so I ended up selling drugs and getting them on the streets. After a while, I had a few incidences in Oakland that I was fearing for my life, and so I decided to move back to Anderson because I had no job, I couldn't work. And then I came back to Anderson, and I was doing fairly well at the beginning, and then after a little while, I went back to selling drugs and selling and getting on the streets. And that was terrible in my eyes because I had no friends, I had no job, no house, I was living with my parents, and I was doing fairly bad. After a little while, I didn't know what to do. I was alone, I was scared, and I was desperate. I remember I was upstairs in my room when I had a 12-gauge shotgun to my head and hearing my sister cry out that she didn't want me to take my own life. And I was just so desperate and in so much pain from withdrawal, from being alone, from being desperate, and I wanted to end my life. And that's when I really decided to change. I really wanted to change who I was, my legacy, and to make my family proud of me. It was a really difficult stage in my life, but I knew something had to change. So one day I had an OWI, and I bonded out, and the next day I went back to jail for manufacturing methamphetamine, dealing methamphetamine, and getting precursors for it. And graciously, they put me in the drug court program for that. And for that, I'm grateful because it changed my life. It made me get the structure that I have today, and made me get the job that I have today, and made me see the right morals that I want to become a better man. And my ideas and attitudes changed, and I wanted to become a better man. I wanted to become a better role model for the people at my church, for the people in my family, and ultimately for me. And it was a really good thing because I never was introduced to Narcotics Anonymous in my active addiction, and this program helped me see the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and that gained better friends. I have wonderful friends today who I can call if something goes bad. That was the number one key for me, to change the people who I hung around with, because if you hang out with winners, you're going to be a winner, and if you hang out with losers, you're going to lose. So I ultimately am hanging out with winners, and that makes my outlook on life positive, and it makes me be a better person. And I can call those people in my life today if I'm having anything wrong with me, and we can talk and sit through a cup of coffee and just do positive things. I'm trying to help the community as much as I can because I've stolen so much from this community, and I just want to give back. So I'm doing things now to better myself and also see smiles on young people's faces and the people at my church, and I'm making my family proud, and that's ultimately what I want to do, is to spread joy and happiness through it wherever I go, and to just become a better person for me today.